Hey, yo, what's up? It's the Kid Capri, man, shaking it up with Subfacts. That's right. Listen, man, this podcast is doing it, man. It's hosted by Matt Mooney. Shout to Matt Mooney, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. And y'all can listen to the Kid Capri on the Block Party on Sirius XM Fly every Saturday and Sunday from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Listen, it's Subfacts, all right? Subfacts doing it. KID out.
Hello and welcome to Subfacts. I'm your host, Matt. I'm here with my partner in crime, Mooney. What's up, Mooney?
What's going on, dude?
Hey, when something came up actually the other day, it made me laugh. You know my friend Glow.
Yeah.
I found out that her nephew listens to our show.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And so,
awesome.
But the funny thing is, he basically listened to the show audio wise, and then decided to go to YouTube. And because he felt that he didn't know who we were,
right? And
he was like, he said Mooney sounds identical to Mooney, like you sound like how you look, right? What got back for me was he sounds tall and skinny on the show in audio, and then like video, not so much. And I'm like, I've met you, son. You know what I mean? Like, I've actually been to the house and like met him a few times, but I guess he didn't put two and two together. But it was like, and then she was like, well, tell me about Matt, and he was like, oh, he really loves Asian women. And she's like, no, that's Mooney. So I'm wondering if there's some confusion, but the fact that like, apparently my voice sounds tall and skinny,
Does he know? Maybe he's confused the voices.
I don't know.
Maybe I sound tall and skinny.
I don't know. Maybe it is. We'll have to figure that out. But I've never had that before, where it's just kind of like somebody was like, "Your voice sounds tall and skinny." I'm like, "No, it's never sounded tall and skinny."
That's weird. Yeah, I mean, I've always had people like compliment my voice before, and they're like, so I don't. I mean, he might be confused because I don't look like my voice.
You think?
I'm like that. Sorry to all the women out there that are not so.
So you're the tall and skinny voice, maybe that
maybe.
But see, I've only known you.
What I'm saying is like how you have those not so attractive women that back in the day you used to talk to women over the phone. You didn't really.
Oh yeah.
And then you're like, whoa, okay, sorry, I didn't know it was like.
Yeah.
I'm the male version of the.
Oh.
Like women like my voice, and then they see me, and it's like, I've had that happen when I used to work sales way back when.
Oh, really?
I met like 2 or 3 women over the phone, and I met up with them.
And they thought
one of them was okay with me. The other one,
they heard the voice and they were like, "Oh,
one
Brad
of them was
Pitt's
not
on the
so.
other end."
Yeah, one was not so impressed, and another one I decided to not meet up with because I had been scarred like a couple of times. And then she goes, "This is what you missed out on," and I was like. No, wow. Like I'm coming right now. And she was hot.
Wow.
And I was like, damn it. Why did I get, the chills or whatever you call it, the nervous Nelly thing on a girl that was hot?
I've never had anybody tell me my voice was like hotter. Like it's never been. It's like my voice puts my wife to sleep. She actually listens to this show to go to sleep.
Well, yeah, the one, my former manager at Pottery Barn, she was into your voice.
Oh, okay. There you go. I forgot about that. Okay, good. So at least
never know.
At least you had something going for me. But yeah, so shout out to Glow's nephew. Thanks for listening. And why, yes, I am the tall and skinny one. Even though I'm not, because I know we've met. Anyway, with that being said. Boom. What's up, Brian?
What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Hey.
All right, let's get right into the warm-up. First question. If a permanent image or statue of you was put up somewhere in the United States, where would you want it to be so it could be enjoyed by everyone?
Ooh.
I know mine instantly. Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So I would like my statue next to the Rocky statue in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
Oh, because excellent answer.
Because folks, I love me some Philadelphia, love me some Rocky, and if we're both pillars of Philly. I like to think.
That's an outstanding answer.
But you could be like in New York because you're a pillar of New York.
Here's what I would like. I think, if not Long Island,
or both of us next to Rocky, and then we do one in New York as well, maybe.
Right.
Like if it's a Subfacts team.
I'm thinking, if not Long Island, maybe a statue of me in the New York casino in Vegas. Because that's New York, and maybe like a statue of mine near one of the pizza places.
See, I was thinking you in front of like Little Vincent's Pizza because you hold a torch for that place.
Yeah, that would be cool too. Like, I mean, in Huntington downtown, that's where like I, grew up. Really,
absolutely. I think you should do that.
That would be pimp. Okay, we're gonna go with outside Little Vincent's Pizza. I think it's on Wall Street in Huntington, New York.
Yep. And if you want to see me, I'll be next to Rocky.
I can't beat that answer. How do you beat that answer?
You could be next to me. We could be like.
I could be, but I don't want to.
We could do Subfacts team.
We could be a Subfact. Oh my God. Like a Subfact statue like this? Yes. Like what up? Like right next to the right?
Dope. Yeah. Like we get a desk and everything.
Oh my God. And then people coming up and taking pictures with our statue?
Yes.
There could even be like chairs there for them to sit down and take pictures like they're in.
Yes.
Oh my God, Brian, that is genius.
I think that would be dope.
That is the best answer ever. We got to look into this.
We need to make it happen stat.
That would be so awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you like see people like in Geno's or online and going, "Oh my God, I just took a picture with Matt and Mooney at the Matt and Mooney statue."
Absolutely. I'm telling you, this is the year of us blowing up. I just wanted on record.
Up.
I have a story to tell, and Brian, I didn't put it on the docket, but I'll tell it later on in the music section. Remind me of the music section.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, we're blowing up this year.
Awesome.
All right.
Boom.
All right. Next question. Is it normal to pee in the shower?
Wow.
My wife's gonna kill me.
I would say yes.
So
I would say absolutely yes.
Here's for me. I was originally team no, 100% team no, and because it's like you have a bathroom, like go to the bathroom first, then get in the shower and all that.
Because typically it's what, 2 feet away.
Yeah, but then
not even
years ago, my beautiful bride was like, "Oh, everybody does," and I was like, "Oh, no one does," and
everybody does.
And so then I've come to the conclusion that it's not a regular, it's not a thing for me necessarily, but I do understand. The more I've come across people, it seems like I'm outweighed. It seems like I might be on my own island in the no category. So
yeah, because sometimes you don't want to have to like. Here's the reason why it's normal. I think if you have to go before the shower, right? You typically go and then toilet, right?
Yeah.
But if for some reason the urge, once in a while you get the pee urge, and it's instant, right? And then it's hard, right? It comes on strong and fast. Like it's not something you can hold.
Yeah.
So like if you get one of those while in the shower, you gotta go, right? You're not gonna wait till you dry off.
So I'll cop to it. I've done it once or twice, only because it's like once again I'm maybe I'm going towards that side. It still feels ugly to me, but I do understand that. Like in my case, when it was like there was need, like you were saying, and it was kind of like, well, if the wife is already doing it, then it's not going to really ruin my pipes anymore.
Right? Like I don't plan on it.
No, what it is? When I was a little kid, I think it was my aunt or somebody went to UVA, and the problem they had was like the bathrooms were further away from like where their room was, and so I guess everybody just started peeing in the sink, and so I remember this that plants and algae or something started growing in the pipes because everybody was peeing in the sink. So in my head, there's this like, and I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a thing. But like, I assume that if you peed like down like a drain pipe, then you're gonna grow like algae or plants or something.
That's kind of weird.
Crap.
Yeah,
I think maybe some. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, you gotta. You don't plan on it, but if the urge hits, you can't wait.
Yeah. So I'm crossing over into the team yes, even though I've been team no my whole life.
All right.
Excellent question.
Boom. That's a crazy question. Way to go, Brian.
Next question.
That means he's had the debate
Jack
recently.
Black is almost universally loved by everyone, and he is appearing in everything these days. Do you think we've had too much Jack Black?
What has he appeared in lately?
Well, he did the Super Mario Brothers
And he was,
video.
Oh, I didn't know
He
that.
was-
Okay.
He's showing up on
he
random
was just in the
things. He
Mandalorian
is
last
showing up.
week.
That's true.
I haven't like he's not on my radar. He's not in
But
stuff
he
that I
shows
watch.
up in like
Here's-
TV like all the time.
He does. He's showing up. He's showing up a lot recently. In my opinion, I like Jack Black. I don't like Jack Black with the COVID beard. Like if he like, and he's showing up more with the big bushy beard.
Yeah, he kind of looks weird with the bushy beard.
If he shaves the beard, he can be all the Jack Black he wants to be. And I love Tenacious D, so I personally would like him to go do another Tenacious D album and then tour on that, because don't think I won't be there. But I'm not sick of him. I just think he needs to shave. The weird beard throws me off every time. Like in The Mandalorian, he had the big weird beard. And everything you see him in, I think on TikTok, there's a lot of him, and it's just this big,
big weird beard.
Weird beards are no good. Just, don't be weird.
I'm with you. He's got to get rid of the weird beard. But for me, he's not on my radar a lot. I like him in the Jumanji series. Like, I mean, I thought both of those were great because of him. He's funny. He's not overly annoying, and he's not like Robin Williams-ish at that he was at times at the end of his career. I like it. Like, as long as he doesn't go off the rails and do what Jim Carrey and like Robin Williams did and do serious roles where they're not that good at it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I could do more Jack Black.
All right, cool. That's the end.
Boom.
Oh my God. Yeah, when is it going to happen? The latest I heard,
for the people who aren't watching this on YouTube,
that's right.
There's a picture of Aaron Rodgers, and not sure if he's going to be in the Packers or the Jets.
In the NFL.
Right. So the latest I heard is it's going to be because the NFL draft is coming up very soon. So the latest, which means I have to watch draft day this week or next week, is it's going to be a day 2 trade. Day 2 is second round. So those are the picks that we're expected to give up for him. So I anticipate before the second round starts of the draft on that Saturday that we will make a trade for him.
Okay. Boom. Yeah, I'm not. I think it seems to be inevitable. The people who want it like yesterday. Sorry.
I mean, at this point, it's already. I mean, it has to happen on the draft, or it probably won't happen.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about it. Then again, I'm not a Jets fan necessarily. So
yeah, exactly.
Or a Green Bay fan. So anyway, so folks, I don't know if we even mentioned it or not. I thought we did, maybe we didn't, but there were a couple people that said, "Hey, where was the show last week?" The show was on. We had spring break, and so I think Brian had spring break off, and then I had spring break off.
Well, he's booge. He always.
Oh yeah. But unlike Brian, I didn't go anywhere. Like, oh, did you?
I took my kids
I thought
to
you
the beach.
went to like Tahiti or something.
Kids to the beach, but I worked the whole week because I couldn't take off.
Oh.
So
okay.
My daughters were at the beach tanning. I was working.
Yeah, I took my son to the outlet mall one day. No, but so literally I had so I had spring break all planned out. And I was like, people were asking me what am I doing? I'm like, I am going to organize the hell out of my house. Like okay, they're going to hate me, but I live with slobs. You can attest to this.
I can.
When it's just me, the place is spotless.
I have come over this house and the kitchen has looked like a 4-star kitchen, meaning that's how many dirty plates and I'm
but not tonight. In fairness, tonight looks good. It looks
awesome. It's perfect. Yeah. But I've come over and I said, what was made for dinner? Like, I thought it would be like a 7-course meal.
I was like, toast.
It's like spaghetti and toast. I'm like, there's 5 pans, 4 plates and 3.
So my spring break, what I get excited for is like, I'm going to redo the garage. I'm going to throw out everything. I'm going to go through the closets. I'm going to throw everything out.
Spring cleaning.
I love this. It makes me so happy to just put music on. And then they're like, well, do you want your family to help? No. I don't want a half-assed job.
No.
I want to just music.
Because then they're going to do it a way you don't like, and then you're going to have to redo it anyway.
So it was all planned perfectly. The wife was working, the boy, he does his own thing.
Best laid plans, man.
Yes. All set. And then literally that Friday before, I didn't even go outside, but all of a sudden, like the pollen from the outside just came in. Every bit of pollen went right up my nose, and I became this congested.
You had like
mess.
a Mack truck of diseases hit you.
Yes, like if you said I had AIDS right now, I would go, hey, maybe I do, because literally, I feel like I just got hit with everything, and I did nothing for the whole week. And every day I'm like, well, hopefully this day gets better, but my head felt like it weighed like 50 pounds.
I hate that feeling.
And there was nothing I could do but sit there and just ride it out. So my spring break got completely wasted.
At least you caught up on shows, I'm sure.
I did, and that's going to lead me to what your next topic. But if I cough, folks, I apologize. It is what it is. Like, we're trying to do
Can't
a
help
show.
it. I mean,
yeah.
if it,
Yeah. So as I said it.
See, there you go.
There you
Bam,
go.
it is. There it is.
So I started because of our whole YouTube venture, and I also realized in the past couple months that I'm not even watching like Netflix much anymore, or like some of the other channels I've watched all the time. I'm watching YouTube all the time now.
Right.
And so my son and I got 100% invested. This is the dumbest thing in the whole wide world too, because we have no plans on going to Disney World whatsoever. But folks, Disney World has these people that they make a living on YouTube. Like, they have ridiculous numbers, like numbers we could dream of.
Yeah.
And all they do is every single day they go to the different Disney parks in the surrounding area and then try the different foods, and they ride the rides.
There's only so many parks and rides.
But there's probably 10 of these people, and they all have ridiculous numbers and whatnot. But there's one in particular, and it's called Paging Mr. Morrow.
We're going to talk about this doof?
Yes. So my son and I are addicted to him. Like, literally, it's a train wreck, and we love him. This guy, I'm amazed, makes a living doing this. But I guess for the fact that my son and I are addicted to watching him, that's probably why everybody else is watching him. So here's the thing. I'm not going to go into his whole rap, but every single month we've realized, like, we went down the YouTube rabbit hole. We've seen a couple. He's been doing this for like 4 years. We're into like year 2 or whatever.
Do you search train wrecks and is that what happens?
Well, I realized my son has the same. It's in the genes. Like, my wife, she hates watching train wrecks. Like, she doesn't watch 1,000-Pound Sisters, anything like that. My son, on the other hand, sits with me and we both just goof at the TV the whole time. So he's got the good gene. He loves a good train wreck. So the interesting thing with Paging Mr. Morrow is every single month he goes to this cookie place called Gideon's Bakehouse.
Oh my God.
And
it sounds amazing.
And it's not in Disney World, but it's in Disney Springs, which is kind of like an offshoot.
Right.
And so this place has a line, like he has to get in like a virtual queue. Like there's a couple hour wait to get into this place, and you can only get like 6 cookies at a time. Like, that's it. Like, then
6 cookies, that's it.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, these things look insane, but every month they put out a new cookie and they pair it with like an ice brew coffee. And so every month he does an episode where he eats the cookie and he gets the
I
cold
want to
brew.
do an episode where I eat cookies.
I know. And these cookies look insane. Look, Brian's got the pictures up. These cookies look amazing. So of course I'm like, I look at the boy and I'm like, dude, we got to get some Gideons. And he's like, well,
yeah, why can't we?
He's like, we're not going to Disney World. And I'm like, dude, everybody delivered. Like, you can order them. I'm sure you can order them.
Chicago pizza is deliverable, right?
I go to the website. Oh no, you can't order them.
Why can't you order them?
You can pre-order for pickup, but you can't get them delivered. And
do we know anyone in Orlando that can go do this for us?
I'm talking about this whole thing just to make a plea. If somebody out there lives in Orlando, or near Gideon's, near whatever, Orlando, that can pick us up some Gideons, because I need to have these cookies in my belly. Like
these look amazing.
Like, they have the one that he talks about all the time is the banana. It's the banana nut bread with like chocolate cookie.
That doesn't suck at all.
Nothing sucks about that. And Brian's got it right there. Banana bread chocolate chip. I need to have that in my belly now.
If you don't like banana bread chocolate chip, don't ever talk to me.
I know, right? Like these cookies look amazing, and I'm so
Banana bread
irritated.
and chocolate chips and cookie.
Yeah, and I've been on this whole diet.
Those three things are amazing.
I've been on this whole diet kick thing, but I need to try one of these things because, like, even the
M&M cookie,
the M&M cookie looks insane. But
get in my belly.
So my son and I now, like, we're like, how do we get a Gideon's? We have to get a Gideon's. I don't want to spend like $8,000 to go to Disney World.
They have a lot of different cookies.
Yeah, like I don't want to go to Disney World per se, but it seems like, you know, now we're on a thing for Gideon's. Like I need Gideon's in my life. So if we know, if there's anybody, I know we have Florida listeners because we get a decent amount of downloads from Florida.
I wonder if do you think they sell like, no, because that would go bad. I was going to say freeze the dough and then, you know, send it out and you can make it in your house, right?
I don't know. I actually told my wife, I was like, can you try to recreate a Gideon's cookie? But I was thinking about sending somebody down there to get one just to be able to, because if you think about it this way,
it'll probably stay good over 2 days. They'll probably get here in 2 days.
With their lines and stuff, if you put a Gideon's like up here, it'd be ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, Crumbles has a lot of lines.
But that's what I'm saying. In these, I've never had a Crumbles, but I'm sure this kicks Crumbles' butt, you know.
I don't know, man. Crumbles is good.
Maybe we'll have to do a taste test on the show.
Crumbles is really good.
Okay. I've never had one. But
they're just it's a huge cookie. I say that, and I know you're going to look at it and go, I could eat 6 of these.
Sure.
When I get one, I usually only eat half.
Really? And you like you're
I
a
love
chocolate chip cookie dude.
I've never had a full crumble cookie. I can't. It's like that rich and good.
Yeah.
But you could probably eat 6.
Okay. Look, I'm just saying what bothers me, this whole thing, we live in a day and age where I should be able to order anything. There should be there should be no limit.
Gideon's is limiting their exposure.
Yes. And I want somebody to get us some Gideon's. We should
interview Gideon's, and then they would be like, "Oh, we'll send you some free stuff."
Oh yeah, Brian, can you make that happen,
I'll get them to
sir?
sponsor the show and send free cookies every week.
Yes,
bam,
that would be awesome. Just be like, "Hey,
what up?
We talked about you on the show." But yeah, I need to have it in my belly. If there's anybody in Florida that would like to send us up some Gideon's, that would be fantastic. You know, reach us at subfactspodcast@gmail.com
and send us some cookies.
And we'll send you. Should we like
the money?
Well, yeah, we'll send the money, but maybe like an autographed poster.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll send some Subfacts gear or whatever.
Yeah.
How about that?
Signed.
Yeah, signed Subfacts poster by tall and skinny voice and normal voice.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty.
I'm going to call them in tomorrow and be like, "Look, we mentioned you on your show. I think we should allow us to interview you, and I think you should send us some free cookies."
You are pretty persuasive like that, so yeah, that might work.
Awesome.
And now that we're big time, I think that'd be pretty cool. And I might as well just go right into it. Us being big time. The thing I was going to say for the music,
we'll record ourselves eating a cookie.
And we'll pimp it out on.
Well, it's like, we'll do like eating a cookie while we're doing one of the music like reaction and be like, "Oh, sorry, we just had to stop and eat one of these amazing Gideon cookies."
Yeah. So boom. So I was going to save it for the music, but I can do it now because it really doesn't matter too much. So I was talking to there was a friend
with Davey who's still in the Navy.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a friend from high school, which we had classes together, but we didn't really know each other too much. But it's one of those like Facebook friends,
right.
you know that kind of thing. Lives in Germany, and reached out of the blue, just kind of like, "Hey, long time no speak to. What's up?" That kind of thing. And of course, I talk about the show, and I said how we started doing reaction videos and how we're big in Germany because we've played like Powerwolf.
Yeah, Powerwolf's awesome.
And I was saying how I'm really getting into German power metal, or just so I was kind of asking him, since you're there, what else is out there? And he was like, we have a festival that happens near my house called Wacken. And I'm like, dude, I know Wacken. Wacken Open Air.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I said, Powerwolf video was from Wacken.
I would love to.
I said, we've done a couple videos. I said, I totally need to go to Wacken. And he was like, he basically said, he goes, I've gone a couple times with like press passes, I don't think he has anything to do with like the entertainment industry, but he said Vakken tickets are really hard to get. Like they sell out like right away. And he goes, but you could probably get press passes because of your show.
That'll be awesome.
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, your show. And I'm like, so Subfacts podcast from America can like reach out and get press passes to Vakken. And he was like, yeah, why not? Just, and I was like, Brian, get on that, dude. We're going to Germany. I'm like, Subfacts, because Maiden's headlining Vakken this year, but I mean, it might be too late to do this year because it's the summer. But like, we should plan that out. Like next year, if you think about it, we could like put.
And I could go. I mean, it's not that long to get to. I could go for a week.
Yeah, we would.
I wouldn't want to go for more than a week because I don't like being away for that long.
Germany's dope though. So like,
I would go for Vakken Festival.
I think the festival itself is a couple days. Like
right. So I would go for those 2 days, maybe hit up Italy, eat some pizza there, and I'd be like, come back home.
And like we know a guy, and so like he said it's near his house, so maybe he could put us up or something like that. Awesome. But like, dude, us at Vakken, and if we had press passes, don't think that wouldn't be dope.
That would be amazing.
With our luck, it'd be the one year that like nobody good, But it's usually there's 50 million people there. But Brian, you need to work on that. We got to figure out how we can utilize the show for press passes at Vakken open air.
Awesome.
Good.
I love it.
Brian, you go to Germany.
I don't go to Germany. I lived in Germany for a year.
I know, but you would go with us if we were. Yeah, if it was a big Subfacts
get some
tour.
real bratwurst while I'm there. Boom! I don't think you wouldn't.
Yeah, I think it's in Hamburg, Germany, or somewhere close to that.
Awesome! I'd be like on a bratwurst kick.
Yeah, dude, I think we should do it. Like, we got enough time. Let's plot it out. Well, obviously we can't make this one, but like the next one
will be huge. They'll invite us anyway. By that time next year, they'll be like, "Oh my God, you got to come."
How funny would that be, though? Us like we're walking backstage with all like the metal people,
dude. And we're like, "Oh my God, dude!" With Power Wolf, we'll be like up front, like going, "Wow!"
That would be dope. And Arch Enemy plays. We saw Arch Enemy from Vakken too.
You get a selfie with Power Wolf. How awesome would that be?
I would cry if I was just like another member of the.
Like, what up?
They're not the Wolf Pack because that's Love Bites, but they have what is their fan base called? It's something. It's not the Clan. It's something. But anyway, it's like the Pack or something like
the Wolf Den or something like that.
No, yeah, it's like the Pack. It's something. But
okay,
we'll figure that out later. But anyway, yeah, I think that since this year we're going to be blowing up even more.
Yeah.
I do think we should start working on getting some press passes to things.
I'm in.
I think we could pull that off. Press passes to a bunch of things.
And we can do press passes to Blackpink. I meet some Blackpink.
Yes, that would be cool.
Or Love Bites.
Or Baby Metal. Baby Metal's touring.
Dude, I can meet Haruna.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Oh my God, I'm going to selfie with Haruna. I'm like, what up?
What up? Yeah, I think this is our year. This is our year of blowing up. And so, Brian, you got a lot of stuff to work on. So
yeah,
press passes. The show should just be called Press Passes. We're going to. It was so funny because he didn't say it as a joke. Most people like
serious.
LOL.
Oh my God.
And he was just like, "No, with your show, you should totally get press passes."
And then, oh my God, if we get really huge, then I can get press passes for the NFL draft. How awesome would that be?
That would be awesome. We would totally be there.
Oh my God. I don't care where in the country it would be. I would so go to the NFL draft and I would be like, what up? I would announce the first Jets pick. I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, like forget any money that we could possibly make. It's all about the free stuff. Like we need free stuff. Let's start off with Gideon's Cookies.
Right.
And then
we'll go from there.
Yeah, and we'll go from there.
World domination.
Yes.
To announce the 2024 New York Jets draft pick, here is
Mooney from
Subfacts. With Subfacts.
Would that be your ultimate thing? Like, would that be your ultimate, like, you could die after that? Like, you get to announce, like, the Jets pick?
That would be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think that'd be pretty dope. Okay, awesome.
Awesome. Now on back to reality.
Yeah. Oops, there goes Rabbit. Okay, so with that being said, my wife's favorite part of the show.
Mailbag. Okay, folks, it's time for mailbag. Mailbag.
All right. The first mailbag email this week, Matt doesn't cough over it, is from Space Coast Bill. And Space Coast Bill, his subject is, I don't mind doing it solo. So
I've said that many a time.
What's he talking
So,
about?
I was
his
just
first
said that
his
many
first-
a time.
Clarification,
yes,
please.
his first paragraph is Brian mentioned he didn't like watching movies in the theater by himself. Last year, Space Coast Bill went to the movies at least 75 times, and maybe 5 were with other people. He says he has no problem seeing a movie by himself, with the exception of kids' movies where he feels like people are judging him as a creepy old man.
I have a hard time thinking that it's only 75 times. Like, I feel like he
Yeah,
goes
I
to
think
more
it's more.
movies than that, but you know,
Like, I would say 75 times in 3 months.
yeah.
I bet Space Coast strikes me as the kind of guy that keeps statistics on this stuff somehow. So
No,
he
75.
really
Actually, you know
does.
what? 75 is, sorry,
that's
is
a lot of
though.
movies.
It's 52
Well, yeah,
weeks in a
52
year.
weeks, and he's going to
That's
a couple
more
of
than one
weekend.
a week.
That's, it's 1.5 a week. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, it's fair.
He says Dungeon.
And he said, wait a minute. Remember, he said by himself. Oh,
yeah,
no,
so he's
75
probably
overall. Sorry.
He's probably no, but I get what he's saying.
He
He's
goes
right.
on to say Dungeons and Dragons, which was actually pretty funny. It was a good movie, and he even hates comedies. He says it wasn't poking fun at itself, but it was funny. He said he would definitely give it a watch at home when it's released. And it actually did well. It did well in the box office.
Based on the Space Coast Bill, I will now I won't go see it in the movie theater, but
I'll watch it at home.
I'll watch it at home just because, like, I do trust Space Coast when he's been pretty solid on his movie picks.
That's what I said. I really wanted that review of I think Knock at the Cabin that I never got.
Although he did say he
Yeah,
didn't
he talks
like
about
comedies.
So
but
he goes on to say he apologizes to Mooney, but Subfacts is Matt's show. He says he didn't know that Mooney asked for a review of John Wick, or he did know that Mooney asked for a review of John Wick, but he didn't want to give Matt an unsolicited review. He says he figures it would be discussed on the show anyway, and it was.
Awesome. Thank you, Space Coast Bill.
Wow.
I appreciate the fact that you recognize that I have 51% of the show versus the 49 that Mooney has. So thank you for recognizing. I can say this, folks, I can't do the show without Mooney. So while it is 51-49, if Mooney placed a request, I'm fine with it. You have my permission to, if Mooney wants to bring something to the show, like a Space Coast review, I'm fine with it.
Boom. There you go, Space Coast.
But it is 50-49. Thank
He
you,
says
folks.
finally he wanted to say that he agrees with Mooney. John Wick definitely wasn't too long. It wasn't too long was also Matt's nickname in college. He says John Wick 4.
He's not wrong. I'm not going to lie.
John Wick 4 was originally 3 hours and 45 minutes before it was cut down to 2 hours 49 minutes. He says he was never bored and was never looking at his watch. It was perfect. And that.
Yeah, I mean, I may put it right up there. I mean, if I watch 2 and 4 together, I may put 4 at the second best in the series. I mean, I love 2, but
I think I need to see it
one can't be
again.
beat. One can't be beat. It introduced the whole character.
I own all the other ones, so I think when 4 comes out to where I can buy it, I need to watch it again because maybe it'll change my opinion. Like when I'm in my comfy recliner and have the ability to pause and go to the bathroom, that kind of stuff. So maybe it'll be different. But
I think it
did
will.
feel long. That's all I'm saying.
3 will always be the worst of the series. That's
agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Space Coast Bill. Great email.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next email is from JT from Reston.
JT, long time for
He hasn't
JT.
been in a while. And he says, yo quiero subfactspodcast at gmail.com. So that's his subject. He says, it's been a long time. He'll surrender his Factoid fan club card on his way out. He says, this email is going to be all over the place, but here it goes. He says, he can't help but feel we missed a generation of rom-coms, specifically the 2000s. He lists Wedding Crashers, Employee of the Month, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Old School, Dodgeball, Sorta, and Princess Bride takes the cake overall. I don't think Old School
really
I don't think that's a
rom-com?
rom-com.
Old
I
School
guess it is kind of a
definitely
rom-com. He kind of hooks up with the
Nah.
girl.
No,
It's a stretch.
no, that's a huge
Yeah.
stretch. Old School's my favorite movie. That's a huge stretch.
Like Wedding Crashers, I can buy
Wedding Crashers is definitely
into.
a rom-com.
no. It most certainly is not.
Wedding Crashers?
It's a stretch, but
It's a
you
straight
can buy
comedy.
it. You can buy into
I
it.
would
as
call
Then
a
you
it-
can call any comedy a rom-com that has a woman in it or a woman and a man in
Mooney
it.
makes a valid point there.
You can't call every comedy a rom-com just because it has a man and a woman that like each other. That's insane.
Yeah, I think the point of that movie though
It's like
was
calling
the-
Joe versus the volcano a rom-com.
I think the point of that movie though was their relationship. Like they were just the two guys were just going around and going crashing weddings and having fun, and then
they never really, but they never really had a relationship. They were just using women,
right. But then they
both found one at the end. So I guess half the movie is
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could
rom-com-ish,
stretch it to make it a rom com,
but not Old School. You can't
Old
stretch
School
Old
is
School.
hard.
Stretch Old School.
Old School.
I don't think many people went to Wedding Crashers thinking it was a rom com.
Okay, I think everyone will agree with us on that. But he does bring up one good one, Princess Bride.
Well, that was one of my favorite. That was one on my list.
Oh, he did. You mention
Yeah,
that?
he had it on.
I
Yeah,
love
that was
Princess
great.
Bride. That's a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Boom.
All right.
Here's his top 5 sports movies in no particular order. It's his first is Angels in the Outfield.
Crashers 'cause it's football. No, just
His
kidding.
second is Replacements.
Wait, what was 5? What was
Well,
5?
It's just in no particular order, but it was Angels.
No, okay, well,
Angels
first-
in the Outfield.
Stop reading.
But
Just
then he's
stop.
got the Replacements.
It's a generation. It's way
Okay.
because it's not our generation. But if he was
Angels in the Outfield.
that might have been the first movie.
Is he a Danny Glover fan?
when he was a kid? Maybe that was his first sports movie.
Okay.
I don't know. That wouldn't be. It's not obviously wasn't in my top 5. But I mean,
So his next one is Replacements.
heart wants what the heart wants.
His
Sir.
next one is The Replacements, which I assume you'd agree with.
I'm gonna keep talking to Brian this whole show.
Outstanding.
Dodgeball,
What a comeback.
Sandlot, of course, which is great. Also on my
Awesome.
list. And Caddyshack, which is also on my list.
Oh,
So
he only had one
Caddyshack was
little.
the greatest comedy of all time. By the way, Dodgeball was a rom com.
yeah,
Of
I
course,
would say yes.
Dodgeball's also.
there was a female love interest
Yeah, I
in
know.
it. So according to JT, it's a rom com.
Is she still hot, Christine Taylor? She was so hot in that movie.
I don't know. Probably
She's married to
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
What is that? What's wrong with that? You say it's like a bad thing. You don't like Ben Stiller?
I hate Ben Stiller.
For what?
He's so annoying. I find him to be utterly
What is he?
annoying.
What has he done to be annoying?
Everything. Like he literally like I liked him when he did the Ben Stiller show before he was Ben Stiller. Then he became the same annoying guy constantly.
Oh,
I
I
can't
like Ben
stand him.
Stiller stuff.
He said, "Do you want to hear his honorable mention? I'm sure you'll love it."
Sure.
Yes, the High School Musical, and he says, "Go Wildcats." I think it's a generational thing.
I think it's definitely a generational thing because there's no shame in that generation. You know what I mean? Like that like our generation, you would get clowned if you like went to High School Musical and enjoyed it. But that generation, like his generation, I'm assuming is the next generation. There was no shame whatsoever. They're like, we love boy bands, we love all of that.
Isn't Wildcats the name of the movie with Goldie Hawn,
Yeah,
the football
it's
movie?
the sport of kings.
That's
better than
by the way,
diamond
if you want, that's
football.
probably an honorable mention. That's a great movie.
Wildcats is fantastic. Don't think it's not. But JT's too young for that. He's probably never seen Wildcats. Remember-
JD, you got to watch JT. You got to watch Wildcats.
You
have to.
ugly. Your mama says you ugly. You
I
fugly.
watched that recently. It still holds up.
I'm telling you, I love
So,
Wildcats. It still holds up.
Then he goes on to say he's enjoying the reaction videos. He says keep them coming.
Thank you.
He says if he may make a suggestion, he says that you should react or watch A Little Piece of Heaven by Avenged Sevenfold. And he says really
Okay, we
anything
will-
by Avenged Sevenfold.
We will do that in honor of JT. The interesting thing about the Avenged Sevenfold is I actually need to do like I've heard Avenged Sevenfold, but I don't get it. It's one of those bands that like we did.
I don't know if I know them.
We did Ghost last time, and it's another one of those bands. It's like huge, like the biggest fan base, and I don't get it. So like Avenged Sevenfold's one that I definitely want to do. Like I definitely want to look into, and we'll both kind of react because I know like a couple of the popular songs that they do, and they're okay. But I want to get what it is that everybody else
All right,
gets.
let's check it out. Let's do
So
it.
we'll definitely do that one, and we'll give JT props on that reaction.
He closes by saying thanks for taking his call. He'll take our comments off the air. So
Awesome.
thank you, JT.
Because that's the only way to do
Thank
it,
you, JT.
sir.
That was a great email.
All right, thanks, brother.
Thank you, JT.
I love the like catching up on all the old stuff too.
Yeah, it's all
awesome.
It's all good. And sometimes we forget what we talked about. So, it's definitely some good stuff. And speaking of, if I don't cough over it, in a world, I've got the deep voice. So
in a world,
where Matt coughs over everything.
That was
Brian
a good,
reads.
decent movie. In a world, that was good.
I liked it too. Lake Bell. She's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She was naked in something, and it was.
She was naked in a few things.
No, that thing. There was a show on HBO that was really good. It was something called like How to Make It in America or something. Really good. Way to go, Lake Bell. Anyway, movies of the week. By the way, her face isn't great, but the rest of her is insane.
But
Brian's got pictures up.
Her face fits her body, right? Her face like fits her body.
Her upper section, if we should call it, is perfect. Doesn't get any better.
No, as I'm saying, but her face kind of, I mean, it's her face fits her body.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, it's not like
it's fair. Yeah, she's okay. She's a good egg. Movies of the week. The number one movie once again this week is going to be the Super Mario Brothers movie. But for me, if I was going to the movie theaters, I would go see The Pope's Exorcist. Russell Crowe movie.
Oh, all right.
I love a good exorcism.
Me too. I'll check it out.
I'll see anything with exorcisms because I love it. I love The Exorcist is my favorite horror movie. So anything with religion and demons and Satan and all that kind of stuff, your boy is 100%.
I'm into. I like that kind of stuff.
So The Pope's Exorcist, I think it looks really good, but they don't really, in these kind of movies, the commercials never really tell you a lot about it. So it could be really great or it could be awful. But I'm in. The next movie that's coming out is Renfield, the Nicolas Cage vampire movie.
I'm not sold.
I love Nicolas Cage, and as you know from listening to the show, I love vampires. I am not like the commercials look awful to me.
The coming attractions don't look good at all.
Actually, I've read some of the reviews, and the reviews aren't that great either. So, it's kind of sad though because
I think it's going to do poorly.
So it's kind of like I think they're trying to do like What We Do in the Shadows, which is fantastic because it's about the caretaker of the Dracula, but it just doesn't. I think the guy they picked for Renfield isn't that great.
Yeah.
It's not like compelling. And then
I know he's too. He would have cost too much, but a guy like Chris Pratt probably would have been a better choice.
Absolutely, and I think Nicolas Cage is probably too over the top. He looks way too over the top, and maybe that's part of the goof.
Right.
Maybe that's what it is, but I don't think I'm going to be seeing it unless it's on regular TV.
Yeah, that would be. I'm watching TV at 11 o'clock. It comes on. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. So then there's another movie coming out called Nefarious. And
all right,
Nefarious is an interesting one. I can't tell from the trailer if it's going to be acted really well, but it's about a guy who's on like death row, like he's about to be executed, and he's trying to claim like insanity. So basically the prison brings in a psychiatrist to basically meet up with him and try to prove that the guy's not insane so they can go ahead and like execute him. And so I guess the guy, it's kind of like a Hannibal Lecter type of thing where he's like a smooth talker or whatever. Right. And he gets into the head of the shrink. And so it's a whole like, and so the shrink is like, hey, did I commit these murder? It's a Jedi mind trick type of thing. I think it's one of those things like in theory, when you read what it's about, you're like, dude, I got to see this movie. I don't know.
And then when you see the acting, you're like,
the
maybe not.
actors are like no-name actors. So it's kind of like, I think if you're going to do this right, you got to have some good. You got to have some
if you're
good
gonna,
like.
it's tough with no name actors. You got to really do something like horror movie
Yeah, like you need a good
or like a Spring Break type comedy.
Yeah, so I'm on the fence with it. I think it. I'll probably check it out when it comes out on streaming, or whatever. But like, I don't know if I'm going to go to the movies for it. But that's something Space Coast Bill would probably go see because he's got the movie
he
pass.
can give us the clue in. Yeah,
and he could like let us know if it's. And you have my permission, Space Coast Bill, to let us know what you think of it. I love the fact that he asked for. That's awesome. Thank you, Space Coast.
Wow.
You made my day.
You did. You absolutely made his day.
There's a little pep in my step, as they say. So yeah, those are basically the movies that are coming out this week that were at least interesting, I guess. 2 trailers came out. I think it came out technically last week, but we didn't do a show. But the new Indiana Jones trailer came out.
Doesn't look bad.
I wanted to hate it. I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
I was looking for Crystal Skull. I was waiting for like just awfulness.
Yeah, I played this. I'm like, this is going to suck. Bing, and I was like, whoa, this is.
I watched the whole. I got to the end, and I'm like, dude, they got my money. They already have my money. Like, I'm literally gonna.
I'm gonna watch.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm already checked in. I'm like, and even like they did the footage where like he's young Indy.
Yeah,
it looks fine. I was waiting for that to look like a complete show.
It's a flashback type thing, but it's.
They got my money.
I'm gonna go see it. I mean, it's nostalgia, and it's not. Here's the thing: it doesn't look campy like Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
That was way too campy.
Yeah. So this one's got me. I'm just like, I'm in. What am I gonna like? I can't fight it. I'm just gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
And then the next one was the Marvels. So
I'm completely out.
So the weird.
You better be too, because that's like hopping.
Yeah, it's multiverse stuff that I don't like normally. I will say that Captain Marvel, the movie.
Yeah,
it was okay.
It was good.
I didn't hate it. It was okay.
Sorry, it wasn't awesome. It was good.
I did like Miss Marvel, the one on Disney, the Indian girl.
Right.
I think she's Pakistani. I think. I did like that show because they did it well on Disney. It's not for me. I'll watch it when it's on Disney, but I'm not gonna watch it on. I'm not gonna be first to the theater for it.
But there is one that you missed. Actually, this one looks pretty good. It's called. Oh, and the Penguin preview just came out.
Oh, I did not see that.
Although I didn't like the Penguin. No.
Oh, yeah. There's another
Ahsoka. It's a TV show.
Those are both TV shows. So Ahsoka is a Disney Plus Star Wars TV show.
Oh yeah,
good,
that
I
one.
Agree. And then the Penguin is going to be an HBO show that follows the Penguin from the latest Batman movie.
Looks like you're going down to 48%, sir.
Oh my
And Brian might pick up 1%.
That sucks. It's all TV stuff. Why can't they make a Penguin movie?
I don't know.
I hated
it
that.
Kind of looks like this. It kind of looks like The Sopranos, like Penguin, The Sopranos.
Yeah.
The Batman was terrible.
Loved it. Anyway, that's your movies section. I'm going to go right into TV because we're kind of Mooney transitioned to TV. And so there's a poster that came out where it's going to be on Paramount, I believe, but the show is called The Continental, and it's basically in the John Wick world, which is going to be awesome because anything John Wick world is going to be great. I love the idea of the
Continental idea is amazing.
Yeah, so that's going to be good. As far
Lots
as
of good stuff to look forward to.
Oh, absolutely. As far as shows that are like have come out recently, the show Dave about Little Dicky on FX.
I heard this season's not
season
bad.
3. There's 2 episodes out. The 3rd one comes out tomorrow. I enjoyed both of them. I like that show though.
Got it.
I thought season 2 ended amazingly. And then season 3 is it's off. Like it's one of those things where it's like it's one of those shows where you're not like, oh my God, I got to see it. But then when you watch it, you fall right back into it and you're like, dude, that's awesome. Cause
you're getting hooked again, right?
Yeah. He makes me laugh. So, Dave season 3 is out. Check it out if you like that. It's pretty funny in my opinion. then I saw, we were talking about it a couple months ago, and it started us to do the whole Grease like recasting. Rise of the Pink Ladies came out, and
No way, that's good.
I did watch the first probably half hour.
No way.
And it's not good. It's on one end it's kind of interesting, but they completely, and I don't want to sound like, they PC'd it. Grease was already kind of bubblegummy as we've used in the past, but they wokeified it without being political on the show. And what doesn't make sense to me is, like how like commercials and current stuff, everybody's like multiracial and all that stuff, which is fantastic, and I applaud that and I'm for that. But we're also, so in Grease world, we're talking about 1950s, 60s, when that really in America that wasn't the case. And so they kind of have everybody in the Pink Ladies, and I get it because they're trying to be current, but if you're doing a period piece, it doesn't fit.
Yeah,
it's
you
weird.
can't do it.
It's awkward, and I hate saying it because it sounds bad, but I mean, it does kind of throw you off because you're like,
it absolutely would throw people off.
Yeah, so I thought that was a little bit.
There's no continuity there.
It was a little bit odd because it doesn't fit with the, I guess the 50s in America. And
yeah,
unfortunately, there was a lot of warts in the 50s in America, and you unfortunately have to show them, I think. So I think that's one of the things that I thought it was just odd. But then, so yeah, that's not going to last. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not going to last. The other thing that final season of Succession came out, season 4.
No one watches that, so you're good.
No, apparently this is
one of the biggest shows.
It's huge.
One of the biggest shows.
I'm actually on.
It's huge.
It's really good. I'm on season 2 right now. So it's really, really good. You might actually like it.
No way.
So here's what happened though. This week the LA. So the show premiered on the season. It was like 3rd episode of season 4 on Sunday night. Something major happens. Like life-changing, right? And the LA Times the next morning basically has in the headline what happened. And apparently it pissed off everybody because it's one thing if you read something that says spoiler alert or whatever, but when the headline is what the spoiler was, people got pissed because now they're like, oh, that just ruined the show for me. So it's like, now the big debate is
media ruined.
Yeah, the LA Times.
They can't do that.
Which is funny because I avoided it because I found this out on another show. Right before this show, I scanned the news just to kind of see. And as I go to the entertainment page, and Google News has the LA Times headline. So now I know what happened. I'm pissed.
What is Succession? Who's in that?
It's actually it's about a media tycoon who basically 10 billion,
he's
billionaire,
like a Rupert
right?
Murdoch type guy.
Yeah, like a Rupert Murdoch.
Okay.
So he's all over the place, like amusement parks, like media, everything.
Cruise ship company, all this.
Yeah, and his whole family, they're all just S-heads. They're all nightmares.
And they're all involved in the company.
They're all involved in the company, and it's a matter of like who would succeed him.
He ends up having like a stroke or like a health issue, and then everybody's freaking out like who's going to replace him.
Yeah, but so my biggest problem with this is just like anything with money is they're already living like a billionaire lifestyle. Yeah. Right. Why would you claw your way to like try to be the successor when you can't go any higher? You're already billion. Like you're living a billionaire's life. Like
you can't get more than it. And at no point just get more billions, I guess.
And from what I've seen, at no point have they lost their money, and they're trying to get. It's literally, I would be like, dude, you do you. I'm doing me. I'm in a jet anyway.
Right. As long as I know I'm going to have billions for life, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is more about power and that kind of thing, which I would never be good in that because I have no killer instinct. I would just be like there is a character who enjoys the money and just kind of lives off to the reservation. That would be me. That's me the whole time. I'm Billy Madison.
That character makes me laugh.
Yeah,
so.
I'm Billy Madison in that case because I'm like, dude.
Do you want to make a decision? Nope. I'm just going to spend my billions of dollars.
Yeah, like that's literally how I would roll. But this is like I said, it's a lot of egos.
And like you said, he owns cruise ships. I would be like on cruise ships free.
Dude, he owns like amusement parks. It's like Disney World type thing.
I'd be like going to amusement park every day, cruise ship every day.
Absolutely. I would just be enjoying my fat cash.
I'd be like, can you just drop me off on this island? I'll get a private jet to pick me up.
Yeah, it's like that. So, like I said, it's entertaining to me. I none of the characters are like people you like, in my opinion. But right. it is what it is. I might
have to invest.
It's a good show though.
What network?
It's on HBO.
Paramount.
HBO.
Oh, HBO.
You should check it. You've got HBO. I hooked you.
Yeah, I know.
I know. So you're good. Okay. So anyways.
This is Cindy Starfall, and it's time for Mooney's Dugout. Love you, Mooney.
Boom.
Boom. I feel bad I coughed over Cindy.
That's
but,
okay.
She'll understand.
A couple of interesting, tidbits this week. The Tampa Bay Rays are off to an 11-0 start. This is historic. There's only two teams who started off better. The 1987 Brewers at 13-0 and the 1982 Atlanta Braves at 13-0. This is a crazy start, and they're winning right now.
Is it really a big thing? 11 games?
To start a season 11-0? Absolutely.
Because aren't there like 50 million games in baseball?
162 to be exact.
I would assume that somebody would have hit the 11 mark already.
No. To start a season.
Yeah.
To start a season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Oakland A's, I think, have tied the mark, or they have the mark at 20 wins.
Oh, okay.
They have 20 wins in a row. And that's what the movie Moneyball's about, that season. Well, not that just that, but that's the 20 wins in a row is in the movie Moneyball, which makes it amazing. But no team has ever started off like that. That's nuts. Nuts. Okay. Boston Bruins have set the all-time points mark at 133 points in a season.
Yeah.
Unreal. And they only have 12 regular time losses. That's it.
That's awesome. That's
how do you lose only 12 times in a season regular time?
That's a place that's doing something right. It's crazy. And you know what it is? What's good about it is I've always said this, like if I wasn't a Flyers fan, I would be a Boston fan because they play similar hockey as far as
they're very similar.
So for me, like,
and you like Boston.
I do. So it's for me, it's like hey, good on them. Since my team sucks this season, it's a good on them. Now, if it was like the Caps or somebody else who I hate, I would be so pissed. But good for Boston.
Hopefully, I'm happy. Hopefully, they can break the President's Cup curse. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
That is true. But good on Boston. Interesting.
I'll go over it quickly. Everyone kind of craps on Michael Jordan a little bit for not being the best dude in the world off the court. But I read a story the other day. Don Calhoun, who was, I think, one of the first, or if not the first person who made that $1 million shot. So in 1990, the Chicago Bulls were like trying to attract more people to the state, the arena, and they had a $1 million shot from the three-quarter court.
Like the half court?
No, three-quarter court. So you had to shoot it at the foul line of the opposite side.
Wow.
And you needed to make it in that opposite side basket. So basically he was like, he had got himself motivated. He was all like thing up and I'm going to make it. Like gets a little nervous before the shot, but then he recollects and makes a shot, $1 million. But then they learn a little bit later on that he had played some organized ball. And they're like, you couldn't have played any organized ball.
It's like, so it's still a ridiculous shot to make.
Right. It's like still a ridiculous shot to make.
Steph Curry, that would be a ridiculous shot to make.
Absolutely.
So I don't think they should really put that into account.
So basically, there was a lot of back and forth. The Bulls learned of it. And so after he made the shot, everyone's celebrating on the court. He ends up meeting Michael, gets a ball signed. It's all awesome.
Yeah.
But then like the Bulls learn that the insurance company that was going to pay this is like, nah, we're not going to pay it. So they basically like hard-nosed them, and they made Michael Jordan was one of the key people who came out and said, look, you have to pay him the money.
Yeah.
And so he owes like Michael Jordan like a big, huge kudos for
Way to
going to
go.
bat for him to get $1 million.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
Terrible. I hate insurance companies. Like, I get that they're trying to protect the money.
Yeah.
I get it. And I do understand that part of it. But some of the things they do is just so like, there's a little technicality that just wipes you out. And there's no gray area. It's a black and white world for them.
Don't advertise $1 million if you're not going to pay it.
Yeah, exactly.
If take the loss. I mean, don't offer it anymore, right? Whatever it is. I mean, is it really hurting you that much if you're going to offer it to begin with?
Yeah. No, I'm glad. It is a good thing that Michael Jordan did.
Last but not least, OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. signs with the Baltimore Ravens.
Ryan's team.
And I thought it was pretty ridiculous. Producer Brian educated me that it was only a $2 million, I guess, salary, and the rest is all bonus and incentives. But I'm still not paying up to $18 million for a guy who's probably not going to last a year. And he's a sideshow on the freaking court.
Doesn't he show up
on the field?
He shows up kind of clutch when needed.
Sometimes,
like he's in the Super Bowl
when he plays.
Yeah,
that's the problem. He doesn't always play.
The money is totally worth it if it gets Lamar Jackson back to the negotiating table.
And that's a good point. So Lamar Jackson apparently went to like the Ravens, and he put he was like, man, dude, it would be awesome if we get OBJ.
Yeah.
So they got OBJ. That makes people think he might stay because he did request a trade about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's see. He's probably going to stay there. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. But those are your sports of the week.
Boom. Okay, folks, it's time for the Matt's Backstage Pass. So I never call it that. I realized, but it just sounded weird saying it. So anyway, for Backstage Pass, I'm wearing the shirt. This week, probably the biggest album to come out, 6 or 7 years in the making, is Metallica's 72 Seasons.
Whoa.
They've already released 4 songs.
72 seasons.
So it's basically the first 18 years of your life.
Okay.
And so they've already released 4 songs. It's going to be their 11th studio album. And I will say this. I'm not thrilled with, I think out of the 4 songs, I think 2 of them are good. I don't like the other 2 that they've put out. But I'm a Metallica fan. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to listen to it. Just so you know, folks, I've seen Metallica 15 times live. They're amazing live, and I'm never going to take that away from them. But I am more in the camp of anything Black Album and below was the best, and anything after the Black Album, not so much.
When did the Black Album come out?
1990.
Ooh, so that's 30 years you're talking.
Yeah. So here's my problem. And I think it's Metallica's problem, not necessarily my problem, is they had one style of music that they are the forefathers of, which is like the thrash metal genre. When they got to the Black Album, they kind of went more hard rock, ish. And it blew up for them, which got them a huge new fan base, all this kind of stuff. So then they went to like the Load album, which was even more in that direction. And they just got into this weird thing of like, who are we, right? And so then their old fans.
It's tough to identify yourself if you get a whole bunch of new fans.
Yeah, because it's valid. Like the old fans are like, oh, the Black Album they sold out, whatever. But anyway, so then it's like, what do you do? And now they're trying the last couple albums. It seems like they're trying to appeal to all parties, and you just can't do it. Like you have to just, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the original thrash people? Because I will say this, like in the big 4 of thrash is basically Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax. Metallica now sounds nothing like those other 3. they also don't sound like what they did on the Black album either. So it's kind of like they're this weird quasi, and it seems to be pretty unoriginal. Like I will say this, the lyrics, they used to tell stories, and now the songs that I've heard so far just seem to be words that rhyme. Like it doesn't seem to tell anything.
Right.
So it just seems to be generic.
There was meaning behind the lyrics before,
Yeah.
and now they're just writing stuff to put a song out.
It seems to be very generic. And once again, they're the biggest band in the world. They sell out stadiums. This album's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it, and I hope to like it. But I just want to throw it out there.
2 for 2. It's an okay start.
Yeah, okay. I just think, quite frankly, they should just be a legacy band. Go tour and play nothing but your hits, because when they tour live, that's what they're going to play anyway. They're going to play everything from the Black Album down. They're not going to do any of the other stuff. Just stick with that. I don't even think they need to make new albums, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe it'll be good.
They want to become billionaires.
I think they already are. And so yeah, I'm going to buy it. It's going to be the biggest album of the
I won't listen to a single song
unless we do a reaction to them.
Yes. Unless we do a reaction.
We might do reactions.
That actually may be a good idea.
Yeah, we might do it. We'll see. Anyway, new albums this week. Natalie Merchant has a new album out. I'm a big fan of Natalie Merchant, so I think it'll be cool. LA Guns has a new album out.
Oh, sweet. I got to go get it.
I know, right? I'm just throwing it out there for the people.
LA Guns.
I like LA Guns. And Overkill. So
what
Overkill, it doesn't make sense to me, because who's putting an album out the same week. Come on. You might not want to put your album out the same week as the biggest band in the world.
That is so dumb. I get it for movies, because like if one movie sells out, people buy your ticket, but not for bands.
Yeah. So I guess if you're getting the Overkill album, maybe you just know you're going to be buying 2 albums that week. So I don't know.
I guess, or maybe you're not buying Metallica. I don't know.
Yeah, and then maybe that's the case. Because Metallica, like I said, they don't sound like the band.
That's true. They may have lost the Overkill, but
yeah, maybe we'll see. But anyway, that's the big one. I do want to say follow up for last week. Last time I talked about the Power Trip Festival with Metallica, Iron Maiden, Ozzy, AC/DC, and Guns N' Roses and Tool.
Power Trip.
Looking at the time, we didn't know how much tickets were going to cost. And now, having seen the prices, it's ridiculous. The cheapest ticket for the weekend is $700. Basically, it's $699. So then the most
$700.
The most expensive is like $2,500.
$700.
Yes, and so here's what sucks.
I mean,
folks.
it is 2 days of a lot of huge bands and music, but still,
it's amazing bands. Don't get me wrong, but here's the thing. When you look at how they're actually doing the seating, I thought $600 or $700 was like general admission. I thought you could kind of go anywhere you want.
Right.
Oh no. If you look at the way the seating works, that's like if you've ever been to a venue with like a lawn and then like there's like a pavilion with actual seats. So they're setting it up to where there's actual seats and everything. The $699 is the lawn. So you're basically watching a screen for $699.
Wow.
So I will say this. If I'm in California, if I'm in that location and I don't have to pay for a hotel room and all that, sure, I go. Outside of that, no.
But you're going in the stadium. You're not gonna buy lawn seats.
Well, that's all I could afford. I can't pay $2,500 for like the good stuff, or $1,500. It's different packages, right?
Right. You got to get maybe last row is $1,500.
Yeah. So I think it's turned a lot of people off as the price, but the way they looked at it was
a huge price.
They looked at it like you would pay $100 to see each one of these bands individually, and so the thing is, AC/DC, there's rumors that they're going to do a national tour anyway, or a world tour anyway. At that point, just wait till they come to your town. Yeah. Guns N' Roses tours all the time.
I don't like the $100 per band argument, and here's why. That's 10, 11 different experiences of $100, right? That's a night out seeing your favorite band. That's a night for $100.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying $1,500 and it's one memory.
Yeah.
It's only one. It's only one night.
Or it's two. It's a
Two
weekend.
nights.
It's three.
Fine.
Technically,
3
it's
days.
3
3
nights.
days.
Fine. 3 nights, 3 memories.
Mm-hmm.
When you do the 1,500 and you see 15 bands, that's 15 nights and 15 memories.
Yeah.
And 15 things to talk about.
Yeah. So I just think I don't
That's
think
a little ridiculous.
And like we know, there's heavy suggestion that Iron Maiden's going to tour in America in 2024. So Ozzy, you might not see again. And so if you need to see that,
I mean, his voice is only going to last so long,
but the other guys,
he's only going to last so long.
The other bands are currently they're touring. So go spend the $100 when they get to your town. Right. It's not worth the drive. It's
Pick
not
2 or 3 of your favorites out of there and spend $300 to see your top 3.
Yeah. So I was really hyping it last time. I just want to clarify looking at the details, it's really not going to be worth it.
That's a little bit of a gouge, if you will.
Well, the worst is there's what's called the Aftershock Festival, which is the same like weekend.
Yeah.
It's further up the state or whatever in California. 2 or 3 of those same bands are in the Aftershock Festival, and it's like a quarter of the price.
Oh,
so it's like
might as well
if you really needed, and there's way more. There's a bunch of other bands with that as well. So it's one of those things. So anyway, not doing the power trip. Last but not least, I just want to highlight that next week on the show we have special guests. Eyes of the Nile, the Maiden tribute band that I went to see a couple months ago. They've agreed to come into the studio.
Awesome.
So we're going to have them live on the show. So next week you're not going to want to miss out on that. And that is the music for this week.
Boom. All right. I'm pretty sure we said a lot today.
I think we said everything. I feel like we said a lot. I think we said a lot.
I mean, the guy that made it all happen, all music, all tech support for Subfacts is provided by our friend Andy. He's at Creative Underground. He runs a state-of-the-art production studio in Leesburg, Virginia. But they do not stop there, folks. Creative Underground also offers a wide variety of services, including custom music creation built around your requirements, video live stream events, youth sports, corporate events, weddings, concerts, pro karaoke, and more. He's the best audio and video tech guy in the area, maybe in the world. So just go to his website,
www.creativeunderground.co.com. And he will also be at our studio next week as well as our main man, Ben from K Street Photography.
Oh, he's coming in too?
Yeah, Ben was the actual one who organized the meetup. So he had the Eyes of the Nile connections. So, so we're going to have Andy and Ben next week. So it'll be a show you definitely don't want to miss.
Don't miss it.
And so Ben is all over the place. Cherry blossoms are out. So, of course, Ben's there. Once again, when you think of photos, you think of Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com.
Yes, you do.
Ben is an award-winning image builder, FAA certified pilot of drones. They specialize in team imaging, drone cinematography, providing website and social media branding packages, all of the above.
We can't say enough about him.
Yeah,
and you'll on our website you will see how awesome his pictures are of.
Absolutely. Hopefully he'll take
Eye of the Nile visiting our studio.
Yeah, hopefully he'll take some new pictures next week, and you'll get to see his fine work in action. So once again, that's Ben from KStreetPhotographyDC.com. If you think of pictures, you think of Ben.
Boom. Hey man, it's already getting hot outside, and you're going to be driving to the beach. You're going to be driving around. You're going to be going to breweries, wineries. You're going to want your ride to look the ultimate best, whether it's to impress the wife or females if you're single. All I'm saying is you got to call Big Dog Auto Detailing at 571-233-8716. Whatever you are driving, he will make it look like new. Trucks, SUVs, cars, scooters. Whatever you have, trailers.
He does it all. And I will say it's causing a negative effect on me, sir, because people have goofed on me where they look at my vehicle and they go, "How are you related to Big Dog Auto Detailing? He would be so pissed at you if he saw how dirty you're." And I'm like, look, I can't bring him out every day to clean my
Right.
car. I'm like,
And I don't always get the Big Brother discount. So like,
exactly.
I'm not coming off $300,
Yeah, whatever it is. But yeah, people look at me and I'm like I'm getting judged based on, all the great work he does. So anyway,
I mean, if he lived closer, he could just come over and,
he probably
every
should
week.
spruce up the Jeep.
I think
a
he
little
should.
bit. I think
We gave him enough juice on the.
I think, yeah, let's make that happen.
I mean, we did. I mean, I know we've referred at least 2 or 3 clients over to him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there should
I
be
think
some
he
kind
owes
of
us.
there should be some kind of a Subfacts. We'll get a little spritz.
I don't need it. I don't really need my Malibu. I mean, I can go to the whatever. Like the Malibu doesn't impress anyone. But
Like in fairness, he did give me a ceramic and all that kind of stuff.
that was
but
nice.
He did do that, but that was like last year. So this year, my boy has my Jeep has a bunch of pollen on it. There's some road.
Get
dirt.
over here. Come on, BK.
Yeah, we need BK like a champ. But anyway, dude does amazing work.
Yeah, he does.
What can we say?
571-233-8716. Tell him Subfacts sent you.
Boom. And when it comes to us, I think we're doing amazing work as well.
We are. We're growing the subscriber list.
We are really pumping out YouTube
Blowing
on
it
this
up.
one, folks. And if you haven't, I know that we've got a lot of listeners who just listen to the audio part. If you haven't gotten to our YouTube part, even if you don't plan on watching us on YouTube, can you at least just go on and hit the subscribe button? Because, it'll definitely help us out. But I think you should check out our reaction videos. They've been a lot of fun for us to do. We've gotten a ton of good compliments and comments, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So it's really only going to grow us in the long run. And so it'll get us to Vakken. And so anyway, make sure you go to YouTube, check out our Subfacts page, our Subfacts channel, as they say.
Tell others, tell your friends.
Like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. But if you just want to participate in our show and write us at subfactspodcast@gmail.com and be a part of the show. If you want to learn more about us and get
Go to the
merch,
website.
all that good stuff, go to subfactspodcast.com and you will be able to see all of the merch, all the good stuff. And we're blowing up. This is our year, sir.
This is the year.
This is the year.
The year of the blow up.
This is the year we can quit our real jobs. No, I'm just kidding. Well, we're not there yet. But
The year of the blow up. That's it.
this is the year of having Brian do a lot of like behind the scenes work of like reaching out to Wacken Open Air in Germany. So anyway, that's us, everybody. I think we've said it all, and we will see you next week. Boom.
Hey up.